When we reviewed one of these a few years ago, they were being sold for over £600 in places, so we were pretty chuffed when we picked ours up for £299. We were even more pleased with its performance, often covering over 70 miles a week with myself and Florence on board. In fact, Florence has covered more miles on this than myself and Kate, and she absolutely loves it. I genuinely expected to be on our second scooter by now, but that's not so. In fact, with new parts readily available, I think we'll have this for a few years yet, or at least until Florence starts riding herself around, which I don't think will be too long. Before we go any further, please check out our other videos and remember to click on the subscribe button and then tap on the bell icon so you get notifications each time we upload another video. Hello and welcome to another episode, and welcome to our back garden. Now this was going to be a 1,000-mile update of our amazing, I'm going to say Xiaomi scooter. I'm not sure my pronunciation is quite right, but unfortunately, due to the recent coronavirus outbreak, it's now a 700-mile update, because that's as far as we got. We're just a little bit over. So, by and large, how's it been? It's basically been the best £300 that I've spent, and I say that because we bought it as just an aid to entertain Florence and kill some time, and it just turned into possibly the best thing that I can do with her. We absolutely love it. Every single night of an evening, she has her dinner, we jump on this for an hour and off we go. We often do 10 miles, sometimes even more than that. People always question reliability, and it's been brilliant. It's been absolutely first class. Nothing inside has gone wrong. We just plug it in and we charge it. We only ever charge it off the sun, actually. We only charge it during the day off our solar panels. So it's been fine. Nothing has gone wrong with it. I had one instance where the cruise control stopped working, but actually that turned out to be myself, and I turned it off in the app, which we use with the scooter. So yeah, that bit first class. However, we've had 2 new tyres, one front and one rear. And if I'm honest, these ones are probably getting a little bit close to the level, but then these ones have done probably best part of 300 miles as well. So yeah, they've done well. We've also had 3 punches, so all 3 being on the back, which has been quite handy, because this is quite easy to change. Well, I say easy, it's easier to change than the front. When we first picked it up, actually, it had a bit of a wobble, a sort of a rotational wobble, and I think that turned out to be the inner tube that wasn't quite sat right. And then after the first puncture, it went away. So it was almost definitely that. Upgrades, okay. As you can see, it's covered in stickers. We've put those on. I've given it a little bit of a clean up because it was really dirty. We put stickers along the stem here and stickers along the base, and that's because actually, if you look from the side, it's completely grey all over, so it's not very easy to see you. And we've ridden this through winter, and obviously it's darker earlier, so a lot of our riding was at night, in the dark. So yeah, we definitely needed these stickers to go on, so they definitely help. We've had thicker inner tubes front and rear, and since then, touch wood, we've had no punctures. We also now run the tyres at 55 psi, which we were told to do, and we think this has definitely helped as well. The rear mudguard, just here, it tends to snap around this area, so we put this little addition on here, but it also stops this wiring loom that runs under here for the backlight rubbing through, and that seems to have worked, because if I look up there, there's no rubbing of any kind, and that stops the mudguard from flexing. Before, I would be able to push that mudguard against the tyre, no problems. So that works really well. If I go around to the front, just here, we've got these little bits of rubber here which sit in the stem. That's to stop the actual stem itself from moving, because you do get a little bit of play there and it makes a bit of a squeaking noise. But I bought 30 of those. I bought 30 of those for under £5, and I just replace it every time it splits, and yeah, it works perfectly. It works really well. The firmware is completely standard, and I haven't upgraded the screen despite temptation, because you can have your state of charge, your speed, and various other information on an upgraded screen here, which is quite a cheap upgrade to do. But I have read some forums and people have had a lot of problems, so I'm quite happy to just fit my mobile phone into this phone holder, which we've also added, and run with the app, and it works fine. Of course, when it rains, probably your phone gets a little bit wet, but it's in a protective cover, so it should be okay, and it has been since. So obviously we fitted these handlebars here for Florence. She needed those to hold on to, and we've slowly moved them up the stem as she's got taller, because obviously she's growing. They were £15 from Amazon, and the bell here, that came off a push bike. So yeah, and she rings that constantly. The downsides are, it is slightly down on power. It's 250 watt, which obviously it needs to be that to remain legal. And there are occasions where we'll be on some hills and it struggles to drag us up, but I just put my foot down and start pushing and it works. So it's okay. And honestly, we don't really need any more power, and we don't really need any more speed. I mean, with her on, I don't really want to be going that fast. I just want it to be an enjoyable experience. So for us, it's okay. The platform here is quite narrow, and if I've got Florence on there, her feet are generally here, and then I have this area here, and I do struggle to keep my feet on. Just be careful there, sweetheart. I do struggle to keep my feet on, and especially with my size 10 boots. So I would like a slightly wider platform, and maybe on a newer version that'll come through. The rear brake isn't amazing. If you just look here, you can see that the rear disc is only half of it's really being used, and if it gets wet, it makes a horrific squealing noise. But all that said, we ride it. It's got 3 stages of regen, and we ride it with it in its strongest, and that mitigates the use of the rear brake almost completely. It's only for coming to a complete halt that we really need to use that. So yeah, it's a bit of a problem, but it's not that much of a problem. The lack of lights on the scooter itself is not great. I feel like you've got this massive expanse down here on both sides, where when we're riding at night, you've got a little LED at the back and the LED at the front, but from the side, there's nothing. So obviously the stickers have helped, but I feel that just some little lights down the side would have made just a massive difference. Which brings me on to the headlights. So it looks good. I mean, people will see you coming, but actually for the job of lighting up the road and the path wherever you're going, it doesn't do a great job. It needs at least 2 of these, I think, to keep it lit up. And again, that sends me back to when we were riding through winter and it's dark at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So we were really reliant on this, and it wasn't great. So with all that said, would I buy another one? Absolutely, yes I would. If this packed up tomorrow, I would go and spend another £300 buying a replacement, because it's given us that much fun and that much enjoyment. So it's been tip top. Honestly, great fun, really reliable, and a great piece of kit. So if you haven't used one, go and try one. You might like it. So anyway, thanks for watching. It's been a very short episode. Please remember to like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you with another episode next week. So take care and bye for now. Something I did forget to mention was the bung on the charge port. It's not that great and has snapped once, so we've needed to replace it. And in all honesty, it's pretty fiddly to operate and to close up. So on occasions, it can allow moisture in if you're not careful.